Thank you for coming to tonight's meeting. It's the first on the agenda is the Wakefield Food Pantry. Presentation of a check.
Big check. Big check. Big check. Big blank check.
Yeah, all right. There we go.
Just as a reminder for the audience, the folks in Wakefield approved a warrant article, Article 23, in March by 86% to 14%, in favor of having the town lease up to an acre of land for 99 years for the total sum of $1. So, as such, I want to give you $1. And they even got my hand scratching down here too. But this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of a fundraiser as well. We wanted to bring that up. As you know, we've got a benefactor who is going to match $2 for every dollar we raise, up to $100,000. So we need to raise $50,000 to have the building done. So we're starting that tonight. Tonight's our kickoff for this with the presentation of the check. So I'm $1 short. So now I need $50,001. But we thank the selectmen for the support, especially Kenny for giving the space identified where we're going to be. Just so you know, the state of New Hampshire has given us the driveway permit. I don't know if you're aware of that. No, we filed for it. Yep. So it'll be off from the highway department road. So that is, we officially have got that. So we're off to a start there. We have got some donations so far. So we're looking forward to some big support from the community as always. This community has always supported us. We are up 58% first quarter of this year over last year, the number of individuals served. So it is not decreasing. The need is increasing still. And lastly, you want to ask about the waiver?
Yeah, the other thing we'd like to ask your help with is a waiver of, we're working, Arthur is working with us as, along with Denny Miller, as the clerk of the works function for the building project. And Arthur suggested that we come to you and ask for the waiving of Arthur's fees, and I think the way he phrased it was up to $1,000. So we would like to ask your permission to waive the fees associated with Arthur's help and assistance based on his advice. I'm not sure if I'm asking it the right way.
You don't know the amount yet. You haven't applied for the permit. You don't know the
No, we really haven't applied at all, Kenny.
The only quote we've got, Kenny, is just strictly for a butler building. One. Yeah. No, 62,000. Yeah. As you guys know, that's probably about half of what the cost is going to be by the time we're done.
So since we don't know the actual fee amount, should we just say waive all local permitting fees?
Are you thinking 100% or 50% or
100% for them?
Now, the ones we can't waive.
There's state fees, the septic and all that stuff. We've got to step up to that.
Just the local ones. I'm with you on that.
All right. Make a motion up to 100, up to 1,000. That's what you're requesting, or
I guess. Well, I was thinking since we didn't know an amount, just local fees that we can waive, we'll waive 100% of those. Just the ones that we're allowed to.
Yep.
Obviously.
Is that a motion?
That is.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Kenny's pocket.
Not sure it's not in your pocket, Ken.
You need to get away from
Oh, yeah, like all behind where you had.
You want me to
Let go of the check.
Kenny, you know me. I don't let go of money.
Yeah, not very easily.
They take that?
I told him that.
I don't know if he plans to look at
No, that's better. Straighten the check up, Charlie.
Good job, Charlie.
Not be crooked.
It's on the line.
Okay, you guys got to smile. That's better. One more just for insurance. There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for all your support on this.
Don't spend it all on
Where am I supposed to?
Did you get a candy bar?
Sure, if you want.
since we're on the food pantry issue. Just to let the other selectmen know that the setbacks were roughly flagged out. The timber's been marked down there. We're talking to the town crew maybe about the possibility of those guys doing the work, and that way there'd be little to no fee attached to it. We'll discuss that with Fred a little bit later, but I think Fred's a little strapped for time looking at his schedule. Talking to another logger who's going to be wrapping up a job site pretty soon and heading by that area, has said that he would move his equipment in there, chip it, log it, move everything off, and pay us for the timber. This can be done by the end of May. It could be done even sooner if we need it to be done, but he doesn't want to have to move the site twice. But he said he's going to be off the job site by the end of May. And quite honestly, if we're just cutting out the envelope for the food pantry instead of doing the whole lot, we can avoid permitting and the intent to cut because we're doing a change of use. It's like building a house. So we can avoid a lot of those processes, which are going to take time anyway. So I would imagine if we went this way, we'd be able to do it by mid-May. My fear is that we should probably put this out for bid because I just don't want anybody coming back at us and saying we didn't have the opportunity. So my thought is if we put it out for bid saying to cut that area designated by pink flagging and the trees are marked and allow different companies to make a bid and give them till our next meeting to do that. Right after that next meeting, if we could pick somebody, we'd also have to put in that bid a stipulation that they will begin the operation within a week of being accepted so that you could have it done by the end of May.
We have bids, packages that have gone out to 3 companies for the building that they're being given a month, May 16th, and we're going to the planning board May 17th. So that's when we'll have the opportunity to make a decision on which building we're going to go with. So I think that timing works very well with us.
Yeah, it wouldn't interfere with the building process because you haven't you haven't got the permits yet, and you haven't even arranged that. So they'll probably fall right in timing perfectly. And my understanding was that there was a volunteer that was going to stump it after the timber harvest happened. So
possibly. You also mentioned the town would be able to do
said
that.
You know, but I heard that you had somebody lined up that would be able to do that. But that may be an option that we talk about as well, the town doing it.
If we do, I don't know about it.
I heard that I heard Mr. Doobie was going to offer some assistance in that, but maybe I'm speaking out of turn.
I didn't know.
I told him.
The site work, including stumping?
Maybe.
Okay.
Was I incorrect or?
Well, I mean, we hadn't talked in detail. But
Yeah. So that's what I had heard.
Okay.
So I was thinking that might be the best way to go.
I'd rather see somebody else stump it, I think. I don't think that old excavator needs to be ripping up a lot of, if they're big pine trees, it doesn't need the abuse, so.
But the timber is marked down there, it's all ready to be viewed. If we put that out for bid, we could have it back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And accept somebody and then get it going. So I think by the 3rd week in May, you could probably have that. It's only going to take 2 to 3 days to cut that, at best.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it all fits together.
Including the stumping? Or
The stumping would be different. No, just,
So you're talking about putting out to bid the whole thing again? Is that what you're,
putting out the bid, just that envelope.
just the 1
Not the
acre,
entire
not the other
property.
stuff you guys were talking about
Yep.
the last meeting?
What's marked?
Just what's marked. What's marked with blue paint within the pink flagging.
Any of that stuff in the buffer need to come out? Stuff that's too big?
There's some hardwoods in there that we were going to leave for the town crew to do.
Yeah.
Because they can utilize that for the wood burning furnace that they have on their property.
No pine, no?
There's some pine that we could extend out beyond that, but I think the folks wanted to leave a buffer along the highway to kind of reduce the visibility of the building. So there are some big pine trees that we could, with the fellow bunch, will reach in there and pop out without disturbing anything. There's a lot of little brush that would help. But that's something that we can, while the operation's taking place, we could just take that.
You're going to have a feller buncher down there for 1 acre? Is that true?
Well, I'm saying if this company that I talked to gets, you know, if nobody bids differently than they do, then that's the equipment that they would be using, which is a lot quicker than if you have manpower having chainsaws and stuff. And it's a lot safer.
Yeah.
And they had already listed off a dollar value to me, but I'm not going to say that to anybody because that wouldn't be fair. I'm going to let that go through the bidding process. And I'll even have them submit a bid in a sealed envelope if that's the way we're doing it, unless you just wanted to go with them.
Have you
Yeah, I
mentioned the
think
fact
that's
that the buffer zone has been extended back a bit because the buffer zone is already, there's already a very wide cleared area on the highway. So we had to, in order to really create any vegetation that would help screen the building, we needed to go back 70 feet instead of 50 from the highway.
Well, both the state and the town, you know, for visibility coming out of those for the vehicles have, there's a lot of lawn out in front there, as you've noticed. And so when they came down and looked at where the setbacks actually fell to, they opted to even reduce the cut by moving them back for a buffer.
Did the easement get squared away for the driveway coming in? I know the last we had was a design from Land Tech and Rick questioning.
You will see a design from Land Tech soon, but instead of an easement, we took property that gives us a panhandle to come in.
Yeah, that's what we
To avoid the
suggested.
easement.
Yeah, did a 50-foot wide, you know, 50-foot easement to allow access into the lot, and narrow it in some other areas.
The
So.
entrance.
Made the entrance.
I mean, the driveway won't be 50 feet, but the easement will be that way for drainage purposes and stuff, so.
Great job.
We can get this posted in the paper, hopefully, well, I'm not in. We're gonna raise the bid to get it in. If you wanted it for next week's paper, then 10 days from then, it won't be available for your 9th meeting, May 9th meeting. It would be the following, just so you know. I mean, say 2 weeks.
Do we have to go 2-week bid, or can we shorten it up?
No, you do per your purchasing.
Depends which paper you're using too.
It doesn't matter what
Daily
page
paper
it is. I mean,
versus the
if
weekly.
you generally do it in the.
By Monday. Monday would be the
The
deadline.
problem, yeah, so the problem is I'm out for the next 2 days and writing up a bid to put in the paper.
Do you have a smartphone?
No.
Smart move.
And this isn't even coming home with me. You know, I'm just thinking out loud some of
Yeah,
those
no,
concerns that
good.
I have that I don't want everybody to think is gonna happen
Well, how does
next
our
week's
meeting,
paper if we're trying to write a bid, unless you,
how does our meeting fall next month? Is it going to
The
fall in
9th?
line? If it,
in line with what?
in line with enough time, if it's not exactly 7 days into, or, you know.
30th is Monday.
You won't have enough time to, if you put bids in for
No.
next week, you won't have enough time to get them back for the 9th. But you would obviously for the 23rd or something, right before Memorial Day.
23rd.
Then if we accept it on the 21st, then it'd be the first week of May. I mean, is that gonna make a difference?
Then, right, first week
No, I
in
don't think it will.
June is when they probably would cut.
This week.
Okay.
And then, you know, I just want to kind of throw that out there.
I just don't want anybody coming back and saying, hey, we didn't get an opportunity for that, so, I mean,
I don't think
Right, but
we're not talking a lot of money either.
you're not talking a lot of money, and quite honestly, for the companies with that kind of equipment to come down and set up on site,
Yeah.
it's a huge cost for them to even set up on site. You know, you're talking $1,000 just to move the equipment and get it there. And
I
get
think
set
we
up.
should make sure we ask the local people if they.
Give everybody a chance.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because you can talk to people and still get them to come in for a bid package too, you know, in case they don't see it in the paper, so.
And we can post it on the website.
Have you had
Yeah,
people
we need to
approach?
talk about what to write in that
Right,
language.
yep.
Language for that.
Have you had anyone approach you and saying they're just dying for this job?
No. As I said, I did have somebody say that they would be glad to help out and bring in a fellow buncher. And as I said, to cut a 1 acre lot for them to do that, that's
Yeah.
it's a lot of equipment. But we'll get right to work on it.
Thank you for all your support on everything.
Yes.
Good evening.
Thank you very much.
Brad, you next. You can come out and sit, wherever you feel comfortable.
Good evening.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening to you too. We're talking 10-wheeler tonight.
Yes.
Fred has an idea about what to do with the truck, and that's why I put him on the agenda. And I know Peter has some ideas too, so I thought this could all happen all at the same time.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Brad?
Well, I've been talking with Rusty and Daryl, the two mechanics we have, And they've been looking the truck over again, and they feel they can fix it good enough to get us by through the winter. Patch up the dump cart that needed to be patching and cut the frame out and replace whatever they need to there. And that would get us through, it would be safe, ask for a sticker, and then we won't sticker it until September so we don't get the idea, well, let's use it all summer hauling gravel, but the dump cart is so tender. And we figured we sticker it in September, get it all spruced up and ready to roll for the winter, and it would get us through the winter, you know. And then in the spring, or town meeting time, we could go in front of the budget committee and everybody and see if we could get the extra money to get the new truck. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be in favor of looking at, and, you know.
So you're thinking of repairing it in September?
No, we repair it during the summer as we can.
Before
You know, when we
use
have
the
the time to work on it, you know, if we have 4 or 5 days that we can get
Put a
after.
sticker on it in September, didn't you say?
Yes, we'll sticker it in September,
We got a new one.
you know, so that we don't have, go and say, well, gee, we got a rock job, then let's go take the wheel, the 2-wheelers, and, you know, we can get it done quicker, and then stave the dump cart up even worse, because the dump cart is real tender.
Yeah.
It does need a lot of babying and care, but we figure we can get another winter out of it if we take it, you know.
The
easy with
mechanics of it is all still good?
Pardon?
The mechanics of the dump cart?
Yes, yes. And we do have a new chain for it, so if for some reason the chain did go, you know, we can always, we have an extra, we have one for each truck.
But that one has the biggest route, correct? That one's on the biggest route.
Well,
that goes
it's
north?
the farthest route away. They're all approximately the same, it's just that you have to travel, what, approximately 8 miles before you can start plowing.
Well, I think when we first mentioned it, somebody said one of the reasons why it's eroding quicker than the others is because it picks up a lot of salt
Yes,
going
well, it
up
has to
16,
travel
heading
from-
towards destination.
Yeah, it has to travel from here to Pine River Road before it even, well, actually Flynn Road before it starts plowing. So, you know, so I mean, you're traveling 7 to 8 miles before you even start working, and then you plow the whole north end back to Stone Road, and then back to the garage to refill up with the material to make another round.
And we have 2 vehicles that size, correct?
Right.
Would it be smart to maybe send the other one up north this year and keep that one on the shorter route?
Well, we can, I mean, it's not like it's not
I'm just thinking.
feasible to do, we can do it, you know. but
Why isn't it feasible?
Well, no, I said it would be,
Oh, okay.
it would be feasible to, you know, to switch them around. I mean, we're thinking about, you know, getting it through.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the cost for the repairs?
we hadn't really got into it because we didn't know what your decision would be to go that route, so.
When you do the work on the frame, does it need to be certified by somebody else, independent from us, or?
I would
Is it
have
to
to
that
check
level?
with Daryl, make sure, and Rusty to make sure on that, we're not, we just were discussing it because we thought it was an option
Yeah.
that we could get done and still have another wheeler and not go into hiring trucks, or, you know, if we couldn't get a new truck this year, because I know there's problems with, you know, switching the money from equipment to
Right,
the new truck line for
The equipment line, you had 84,000, and the new truck was 99, and that's before the pickup comes out of it, I would imagine.
so.
Yeah, we haven't put the.
But that was one of the options
That's
we
true.
talked about.
Yeah.
Talked to Judy earlier in the last week, and she brought up a good point that if we weren't sure the exact numbers, but instead of buying the pickup truck for the 36,000, whatever it's going to cost, if we leased that one, because we could lease that being under 100,000, and if that would leave us enough money left over in the account to actually do a purchase of a bigger truck, if we leased the small one instead.
I will tell you that I asked Mark O'Brien about this today, and he feels because we ordered the truck based on purchasing the truck,
Yeah.
that we've pretty much locked
Locked it in,
in.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
said,
they'd
why
be
do you
in-
feel with, what would Irwin,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, because they guarantee
Understood
that
on that,
money.
yeah.
So, yeah, I wanted to check that out before.
I'm just wondering if we're putting bad, you know, good money into bad money. I mean, if
Value.
if we're spending 30,000 to fix it,
Versus
Well, I'd say
starting
we-
buying used.
yeah, or you know, if it's just an in-house fix and it's just some steel and some things
Yeah.
like that, then I'm for it, by all means.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to look into it and get a ballpark number, okay?
At the same time, would you try maybe doing some research into what a used truck might be able to be had for? Maybe a bank repo or something?
Yeah, well, I looked through some of the magazines we just got, this last week. We can look through them and see.
I don't know if the banks might have any repo listings
Yeah,
though.
well, I mean, I imagine they probably do in different places, there's times are hard out there, everybody here, is doing that, but.
That's why I was
Yeah,
mentioning that.
something we can look into, I mean. And then
Do
we
you
have
think-
to switch all the equipment over.
Do you think there's any value in the truck we have if you were to sell it?
Well, Jim Ramsey, the man that we talked to about purchasing, he sent us the specs on a new International earlier, because we dealt with him on the Freightliners. And he said he'd come take a look at it and see what he'd give us for it if we were gonna be thinking about doing it.
Traded for new?
He's the one that also gave us the two police type things for the truck, where you could do it on an early pay or the end pay.
I've talked about it, and, I wouldn't be surprised you could get 15,000 easy enough for it.
For what's left then?
275 a ton, is that what the going rate is right now?
Driving and take the plates off like everyone else.
I think that's what most people have talked about, around that
15 to 20.
$15,000-$20,000 range,
Trading it in for new, you might get some, they just shift the numbers is all they do.
Yeah.
And you might find some place that has a used that'll take it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if it's an in-house fix, and it gets us another year, and it allows us to boost the budget maybe next year, to
Yep.
get a little extra, I think it's a great idea.
Or
We
if
ended
we-
up with a mild winter too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never
Or
know.
if we tripped over the right used vehicle and we could switch those plows around or something and come up with a sander and get rid of this one.
And
Yeah.
that truck would be worth a lot more money fixed than it would be where it sits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
That was the only thing. The other thing I would say is that if we do find something that's used that we can use, then we gotta,
a little better
send it someplace to
product.
have everything shifted over, the
Yeah.
plow frames and the wings and,
Is the sander
Unless it's-
usable?
Well, we feel we can get another year out of it, if we, like I say, if we baby it, we don't use it for no hauling, other than the sand put out on the roads,
It's
for
built
winter
into the
time.
car.
Yeah.
If you did
We don't wanna be hauling boulders in it
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
If you did fix the frame on that, is there any way possible that truck could be dedicated to just having one of these removable sanders mounted on the back, almost like a flatbed built on it, and having one of those if you got no value in it otherwise, if we had to keep it, if you guys are putting money into fixing it, there was no sale value in it,
Oh, and just putting a regular sander like.
just putting a regular sander on the back and leaving it there.
6-yard one we have now.
Because the motors are good, right?
Oh, yeah, motor, transmission, rear end, everything. I mean, the running gear is very, very
It's
good.
only got
I mean,
100,000
it's only got like
miles.
100 and,
It'd just be a winter
25.
truck, you couldn't use it
Exactly.
out in the summer ditching or anything.
Exactly. You wouldn't use it to haul boulders or anything, but just use it strictly for sanding, dirt roads or something.
yeah, I mean, you could look into buying a sander, a bigger sander, 14-yard sander or whatever.
But still, then you still got the issue, we got to fix the thing, because the frame wouldn't hold the new
Well,
sander.
that's what I'm saying, if he's gonna take the time to fix it this summer to get it to go through the next year, then maybe if we get a new one next year, we can just take the
Correct.
dump body off of this and put a sander on it and dedicate it to it.
Might be worth keeping.
Yeah, Might be worth it, looking into it, make sure that, we can get it, so we get another, 3 or 4 years out of it, like that. But sanders are, pretty expensive to buy, the 14-yard
Yeah.
sanders also, just to have it set there to
15,
sand
20
road.
grand. Yeah.
Because we had that with the old Ford, the issue there that we had, that we kept just for doing shoulders and stuff like that. And it doesn't help the truck to just let it set out.
No.
Because you gotta leave it outside, we don't have enough room to keep everything inside. And it doesn't do with the truck no good to let it set outside.
If it was a
The air
dedicated,
cans start freezing up and
if it was dedicated sander, would you miss the truck in the summer? And be looking to replace it with something else anyways?
well, we'd like to have another one that we can use.
Yeah.
like
So
we
it sounds
have
like we gotta
now.
get rid of it. That's what I would think. See if we wanna fix it now, trade it in for something used, or patch it, get a year out of it.
I think we've got time to think about the possibilities anyway, which is good, and that's what we ought to be doing, researching all the different avenues.
But that was, I asked them up to talk to you about it because, they feel they can, make it safe.
How's that gonna work with Rusty leaving us? He's still gonna be able to
Well, I think Daryl's more than capable of handling the situation myself.
We don't want to take him
They're
off
both-
the grader though.
Well, we have Dave coming, he's a pretty good grader operator. you know.
Yeah, if you could go second guy with it.
I can get on it and grade also, so I mean, we have option if something comes up and he's working on it, that we can still keep the roads graded and, you know, have, nobody too mad at us because we have some potholes. But,
Well, it looks like you're doing a great job so far.
well, thank you very much, I appreciate it. Trying, and I can't do it without the help's working with me, and they've been very good, so,
Great.
they're right in there to, make everything go, so, been very good, Dave, I've talked to a couple times, he seems, that it's gonna be a good asset to us, so.
Good.
And Freddie now has email.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get mine?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah. So
I was wondering
good
if,
stuff.
I was wondering
I
if
sent
it's
you a couple things today, the things that I've been getting, I'm now forwarding on.
They just entered the 20th century down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, in a couple of weeks.
Beautiful, all right. I guess you got a general idea of what we're thinking, so.
Yeah.
And I'll have to
You have
go
any
over.
questions on his highway schedule that you have?
No, it's just a general update.
No, it was just some things that we, have gotta get, I've been in touch with F.R. Carroll. He called, he came over, he's gonna, measured all the road, the entrances, for hot topping. Because we just have a lump sum of money for the project. So if we can get it broke down to what
You see what
the
the paving costs.
paving's gonna cost, then, I'll know if we got some extra money for extra gravel for the road. We can get a ditch and riprap
Yeah.
at detention dams, put in the ditch line.
And I think we changed Layton Corner to Heath Road too.
That was my
Layton Corner's
question.
got quite a bit of paving in Heath
I don't
Road.
understand, I don't understand what we need to do with Layton Corner, because
Yeah, that
it
was
seems
early
to
on.
be in
We
good shape
changed
to
that.
me.
Yeah, I mean years ago when I first started, that was hot top down to the bottom of the hill
Yeah.
originally. Well, not hot top, but it was a little penetration jar.
I mean, the only problem that I see with Layton Corner on it is from tar to dirt. Every once in a while, there's always that one hard gulp right
Yeah.
there, but it's been gone now for over a month, and I think it's in good shape, and I don't see any reason to spend any money on Layton Corner.
Well, we can shift it around, I mean, if that's what you guys wanna do, I mean, he'll be back, I mean, he's gonna be back Monday or Tuesday.
Now, I'm speaking just for the tower, down the road, I mean, that's up to you, if you're in better choice for that, but I think the road's in good shape, I mean, I live on it, so
Good,
I think it's in great shape.
And like I say, he's gonna give us a price on the hot top.
Could use some cleaning. There's some beer cans, I don't know, somebody mentioned beer cans here a few minutes ago, I'm telling you, the bud cans are everywhere.
That'll give us a breakdown of what we're gonna have money, because, to get ditches in, we got, I think, 8 culverts we have to replace. So that'll give us a idea of what we'll have money after the hot top.
Yeah.
There was one thing that I did notice today, was Bonnyman Road is giving away in front of the old store on Bonnyman Road.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a very narrow, and that's a cliff-like
That's
situation.
a tough road down there.
Wicked. Oh, there was 2 of us going by it today, and we had to stop.
There's a culvert right there at the intersection as you first come in where, I forget what the name of the road is, it goes off to the left, but that culvert is always inundated because it's collapsed underneath there.
It's really kind of too bad, because years ago when we were building that section of road, let's see, I don't know if it was Andy that was the road agent or not then, but they wanted to put it around the back, and the people just wouldn't go along with it. It was too bad, because it would get
Hindsight, that would've been the way
the
to
shore
go.
frontage would have been all where the road is now, and they could have gone around the back, and made it much more.
But I just recently noticed it get worse.
Oh, yeah.
So you might want to just peek at it, because it looked like in the last rainstorm, it was more of a real
That was
gully.
good of our, I went out and checked the catch basin at Mr. Thomas's, to make sure that was clean and working, and everything else looked pretty good there, so. I guess that's where we are right now, at this point, so.
Oh, thanks for coming in.
Okay, well, thank you.
I appreciate it. Next we have Pam Judd talking about the Canal Road Bridge. National Register.
I'm here representing the